Yep, it's me again. They hate me, that's why they give a fuck about me at the same time. As always, I am your host, JD Miles. The MGTOWs, they love to hate. Even the ones that claim everybody loves to hate them, loves to hate MGTOW at the same time, which is why they keep us relevant to this day. And while our haters' tears keep flowing, let's talk about the topic of discussion, shall we? And before I begin, shout out to Jesus Said, the host of the Coffee Pod. I'll leave the link to his full video in the description box. Go check him out. Man, I feel sorry for all these lame beta male, simp ass male femitards out here. In which y'all see the title of the video. Is this the feminist representation of a male feminist? And what's more, the irony of it all, they want to go around and say MGTOWs are so violent, but watch as this male feminist threatens a podcast host on his own podcast with violence. But they say MGTOWs are violent, huh? Okay, wow, okay then. Enough of me babbling. Let's get on, shall we? Take it away.
For yourself. No more wasting time. Let's get it. All right, man. So you said that basically when we peel back all the layers, the black woman is God. Before, I'm just repeating back what you said to let you know that I understood exactly what you said. You said, as you know, before we've adopted the thinking and ideologies of God, how we know it now, before that, or even if we take it away, we would see that the black woman is actually truly God. Blasphemy. I'm just
straight blasphemy. So, according to this lame, ignorant male feminist, black woman is God. In other words, according to him, another human, just like him, flesh and blood, has no divine power or anything to make his life better, his God. What such blasphemy. Let's continue.
we're going to start this off hot. Blasphemy. That is my opinion. Let's keep listening. That's what Correct. You said, right? Okay. Correct. Now, where does the father, my question for you is, where does the man come in? Where does the father or the man come into this picture? The black man or any man? All right. Now, regards to the father is a social construct that has nothing to do with nature. So somebody made up this whole father aspect. Man is something totally different. You grow into the man, but we go through stages in life to get to a man. So in regards to me, I had to go from an embryo, you know what I'm saying, to an infant, to a toddler, teenager, young adult, and then I graduated into a man. So when we're talking about those two terms, you know, you got to go to get to a man.
The irony in that statement. Of course, a male feminist will look at himself as a man. Huh.
And when you're talking about a father, there's nowhere that there's a father in nature. So a father would be unnatural. That's just something to compete with the woman.
Excuse me? That's way beyond of a reach. You're reaching, but your arms is too damn short to make that statement. So basically, this male feminist thinks that being a father is nothing. I got a question. Is he a father? I hope not. Let's continue.
Okay, so you're saying that the father is unnatural, but the woman is natural. Correct. Do I have that correct? And you're saying the reason why, You really didn't give a reason why the father would be unnatural. So what's your reasoning that the father is unnatural? Explain, give me some logic, however you could,
right.
you know,
the logic was nature. I said that there was not a father found in nature. There's nowhere in nature that you can find a father. You have a male, so at the end of the day, there's no
logic.
Indeed. These male feminists always want to be on the internet pretending that they're the smartest guy in the room, when in actuality, every time they open their mouth, they always spew out dumb shit. Let's continue.
If I released this type of content, right, that supported dude's mindset there in the white t-shirt, if you or any man was out here peddling this idea, you'll be more popular than ever. They would not see anything wrong with you. I'm trying to paint a picture of the society we live in right now. Saying that, and I'm just going to keep this general because this is a feminist idea. Saying that a woman is God will gain you followers, support, isn't registered as a red flag to mainstream media, most people out here. That is good. Saying that God can't be a man or a woman and God is God is probably more controversial. That's the world we're living in right now. Let's keep listening.
Father is a social construct. That's something to put itself into existence to be opposite of the mother. But there's no such thing really as a father.
Can you explain how the father is a social construct?
Ignorance that's coming out.
It's a social construct due to the fact is you're talking about a label that's being placed on a man being a father. Can you be a father at 12 years old?
I mean, I think I had when I was 12 years old, man. So,
okay, so you
could be a father when you're 12 years old. You could have definitely planted your seed in something. Yes. Let's just go with, do you think there's any differences between... Why is he mean mugging the podcast host already?
Wow.
I'm sensing a lot of anger. I'm sensing a lot of emotion. Then women.
Jesus said, let's get deep into it because we ain't seen nothing yet. Let's continue. But then again, this is another trait of a male feminist. You see, we all know for a fact these male feminists are some weak-ass fucks. This is the reason why, especially on the internet and social media, because this is the only place where a male feminist can stick out his chest and try to portray himself as this hard-ass individual. But 9 times out of 10, they'll faint if you ever meet them in person. Let's continue.
It's kind of like you're trying to be condescending to the point where you have no comprehension. Like, you don't have no comprehension in what I'm saying to you in a response to the point where you can't fathom it. What do you mean? No. I don't understand what you... Then you go to the next question after you sit there and tell me that you didn't understand shit. Like, not understand. Like, turn this into... Not understand. Is this some type of entertainment or something?
Oh, there we go. Why is he getting all emotional? All I'm hearing is just pure emotion. Dude, it ain't that serious. Let's continue.
I'm just asking you. I thought it was about the black woman is God. I don't know you. I didn't research you. I just came over here.
According to you, sir. And no. And yes, we all get what he's trying to do. He's trying to take his God. And try to make anyone else worship his God. This male feminist is no different than one of those Bible-thumping, beat you in the head with the Bible as Christians that I can't stand. Let's continue.
Here because okay, So what are we doing?
We'll speak in detail. What we're doing is having a discussion man to man, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just said that the man is a social construct.
I said the father is. You're saying that the man is. Right.
Okay,
let's just things. You asked me about the man and the father.
You said, well, that, because the father is, not from nature. And I want you to explain, how isn't the father not from nature?
Right.
That's what I want you to do. I want you to explain how it's a social construct and it's not from nature. Because here's what I'll tell you. Nothing grows unless a seed is planted. Nothing grows on this planet unless a seed is planted. And every man holds the seed in them. Every man holds the seed of life form. Life form in us. In your sack, if you have enough testosterone, but I know in my sack, I got at least 80 million of them little niggas moving around in there.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
You know what I'm saying? Most men do with a good amount of testosterone. So therefore we have seed, and the life form starts there. You won't have a plant if you don't plant a seed first. So you saying that a father is a social construct is a lie, is what I'm saying. Get to dispute the point that the father doesn't hold the seed. So we plant the seed in a woman, and then life grows from that. Women bring about life. The life form is actually in a man. So explain to me again how the father is a social construct when the father holds the seed and a woman holds nothing but eggs. She's waiting for a seed. You don't make sense, man. Let me hear you.
You haven't given me a chance to make sense.
Who else caught that? He called him a ma'am. But then again, I would have called him a ma'am too. Let's continue.
You're wrong. And you're wrong in the way to sit there and say that the sperm is a seed. How could you have seeds running up and through your body? That makes no sense.
Oh my fucking God, this dude. Okay. Hey, femitards. Is this jabroni y'all representation of what a male feminist is supposed to be? Because if so, he's a fucking embarrassment to your movement. So basically what he's saying that the sperm is not the seed. Then what is it then? Can this male feminist explain that shit? Let's continue.
No sense. A seed is not a tadpole with a tail. That's not a seed. So in regards to it, you're wrong. Now, if you're talking about an apple seed or
explain how
seed,
I'm wrong, though.
Listen, an avocado seed or whatever the case may be.
It's just talking about avocado.
and through all of that, the host is telling him to prove him wrong. He came and prove him wrong. He can't prove him wrong on that. He's just talking about avocado seeds and all these other seeds. Man, come on.
He's just talking about avocado seeds. I don't think he understands metaphors or figure of speech. Insane.
Now we can get into the comparison on how the woman gives the man the whole body, the construct, the brain, the lungs, the face, the skin. She's creating a child within a womb. So she gives him
And what good is a woman creating a child in the womb if she don't have sperm in that egg? This is the thing. This is the thing that you're not explaining, nor can you even explain at all. But let's continue.
Did you forget that she gave him the sperm? So
can you explain in a scientific way, from a biological way, how doesn't a man hold the seed in the life form? You're just speaking, but I need you to peel back the layers of things and give facts. This podcast is called No Fugazi. So if I'm speaking, I'm always going to speak with facts. So here's a fact for you. The woman doesn't determine the sex of the baby. She has an X chromosome. The man holds the X and the Y chromosome, right? So here's science, right? So when a man has sex with a woman, he dictates the sex of the baby. So you just said, where do you get from? Where do you get this from? Where do you get that from? You get that from the man, since the man determines the sex of the baby.
Yes.
Facts.
This is actually very true. And
hard facts.
Which is why there's actually a joke, like when couples...
Straight up hard facts on that. And without that man's seed, how can a woman bring life? But let's continue watching this male feminist make a complete joke out of himself.
Couples have gender reveals and stuff. I've heard people say that, oh, well, blame the guy because he decides the sex of the baby. This guy's coming with actual scientific fact, while the other guy hasn't said one logical thing yet. And he asked, what is this? Is this entertainment? Yes, it is.
I mean, straight up. The host is bringing logic and facts. The male feminist is bringing feelings and emotions. But of course, we all know the saying, facts don't care about your feelings, because your feelings will never trump the facts. Off the gate. But let's continue.
As far as I'm concerned, any conversation where we're trying to determine whether a woman is God above men, to me, is just that, entertainment.
Do you get it? Women only hold the X chromosome, men hold the X and a Y. That's scientifically facts that proves that what you just said is nonsense, and men do dictate the sex of the baby. So if he's dictating the sex of the baby, let's peel the layer back even further. That means that the man actually dictates how many men are going to be in this world, how many women are going to be in this world. The list goes on and on. Your father dictated that you would have a beard. Your father dictated that you would have a beard and be a man, from what I can see. You get what I'm saying? Your mother didn't determine that, so you should be thanking your father, because your father truly created you.
Well, there's a pretty good chance that his father was not in his life, which 9 times out of 10 is the reason why he is what he is. But that's just my opinion. Don't take it as a fact. Just my opinion. Let's continue.
Anything for that, man? Scientifically, can you dispute what I said?
You sound uneducated, like to the point where this is some level of surface to the point.
God dang, man. Okay.
Feelings. Nothing more than feelings. From this male feminist, I got feelings.
How did you sit here? I'm just asking you, like, how did you sit here and tell me that my father gave me what all males are females before they turned into a male based off the decision of the mother? Every male can look at their actions.
Okay. I know what you're saying, Uncle JD. How can you sit through this retarded fuck shit? Well, please thank me for that. I sit through this bullshit so you won't have to. Now, did this male feminist just said that, oh, a man becomes a woman before he becomes a man? Listen, dumb fuck. Either it's a woman or it's a man. Ain't no flip flopping shit. Ain't no flip flopping and shit. Ain't no one side than the other. Ain't no switch on, switch off. Ain't no clap on, clap off. Ain't no east side, east coast, then switch to west coast. It's either one or the other. Ain't no both. Let's continue.
Actual scrotum sac and see a line from the bottom of their scrotum sac to the tip of their all male. That means you were sold up. Your testicles are nothing but your ovaries. Your penis is nothing but an elongated clit. At the end of the day, you're nothing but an inside-out female. I'm sorry that this man has...
Again, this is supposed to be the representation of a male feminist. I see why. I see why those special ed male feminists who hate on MGTOW act the way they act. But of course, that's just another male feminist trait. They always got to be the smartest one in the room, while everyone else is dumb as fuck. When in reality, the roles are reversed. It's their soft, effeminate ass that's dumb as fuck here. But let's continue.
Has never been told that, and he doesn't understand that he was made in the likeness and the image of his mother. I'm sorry that before anybody ever told him anything, his mother was there. Your mother is literally the only thing that you know in life.
And for some, our fathers was there too. And by the way he's sounding, and no, all jokes aside, by the way he's sounding, it sounds like he came from a single parent household. And the only parent he knew was his mother. Again, that's just my opinion, but let's continue.
In life.
Listen, man, these words that are being spoken to some modern women is music to their ears. Think about that. Think of the blasphemy in that. For those of you who believe in God, right? Some people don't believe in God, and you're allowed to choose what you believe in, for sure. To change the wording of the...
Of course it will, Jesus Ed. These male feminists desperately seek female validation. And without that female validation, their life is incomplete. I mean, straight up, man. Let's continue.
Of the scripture from man made in the image of God to man made in the image of women is feminism on a whole nother level. This isn't the first time I've heard of this actual concept, right? Let's keep listening.
You don't even know if that's your father, but your mother knows if it's your father or not. You know everything about your mother because that's where you came from. That's your first home. That's your first origin. The black woman has always been considered God, even before the patriarch took over and started to actually make them.
Again, this retarded fuck-ass male feminist believes that a woman who is a flesh and blood human is a god. No, male feminist. She's your god. I, for one, know my God. My God, and my God is not man nor woman. He's all the way up there. You worship the ground women walk on because you are so desperate for female validation. Let's call a spade and a ball. But let's continue.
A male God, but it was never a male that was being God. It was always a woman. In Islam, it was a woman. In the Catholic Church, it was the woman. In ancient Egypt, it was the woman. In Samaria, Mesopotamia, Babylon, it was the woman. Phoenicia was the woman. Chaldea was the woman. But if he doesn't know that, that means he's not reading. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to.
Oh, so now, if you're not a male feminist, and the black woman isn't God, and the black woman isn't God, then that means you're not reading. Okay, let's continue.
Respond to the man. Even to the point where if a woman is making up your whole total makeup, and she's using her menstrual blood to do it within her womb, that's why you women don't bleed for 9 months. You literally correlate a child in your womb. What does the man have to do with it? Is the man...
Excuse me, male feminist, but what man wants to have intercourse with a female who's on her goddamn period? Again, your logic does not add up here. Yeah. You want to sound smart, but in reality, you sounding dumb AF. Let's continue.
The man shooting blood in you, woman, or is he literally giving you his DNA via his sperm? So when you're actually making this baby in your womb, you're using your blood. That's why you don't bleed for 9 months. When that baby comes out, that is a product of its mother. So the baby literally develops through life. As the baby develops through life, we get to puberty. That's when our body chemically starts to actually make the sperm in our body.
But how does that baby begin the process of coming to life? A woman can make a baby come to life on her own. Who does she need? Okay then, let's continue.
Body, but it came from our mother. Everything comes from your mother. You get it from your mother. Your mother is your God. Your father is not.
So basically, what this retarded fuck ass male feminist is saying is that females can develop their own sperm to give their eggs a seed, and they could give birth to a baby without a male. Okay, with that same logic, these women would not even need men at all. Jesus fucking Christ.
Not your God. The sperm in his body comes from his mother. Where do you think we got our body from? You didn't make this. You don't have nothing to do with your face. You don't have nothing to do with your head and none of that. Your mama gave it to you. She birthed you. How could you sit there and say that she's not your God? Your mother was God before you was taught about God.
I see what he's saying. To give him a point, I do look a lot like my mother, though. Like, as far as, like, facial features, I took more after my mother than I did my father.
I'm not. And I'm glad as fuck I took after my father. And yes, I do have most of my father's features. Especially his height. But let's continue.
No, I'm just kidding.
6'3" for life.
This man has lost it.
Somebody had to tell you about God in order for you to believe them. Now in your mind, that's God. But what if your mother knew she was God? She would teach you about God. How can a man be a God when he cannot produce life? A man cannot sustain life. He does not have breast milk.
Got you. You done, or are you still going?
No, go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm respectful. So if you want to go and respond, you can go.
Okay. So, I mean...
Okay. First off, male feminist, why the fuck is you talking like you running the podcast and not the host? That shit right there will get your ass booted with the quickness. So he should be thankful that the host is still letting him stay on the podcast, because if it were me, your ass would be booted in the Wall Street Minute with all that retarded fuck ass logic that comes spewing out of your mouth. Let's continue.
I mean, everything you said was just nonsense. It didn't make any sense. It didn't correlate to anything. And 1 + 1 didn't add up. You didn't have any rebuttal to it. You just started speaking nonsense. But let me ask you a question.
I had to force myself to speak because you won't allow me to.
Does 1
You're
+
asking
1
me
equal
another
2?
question.
That is straight up bullshit. Dude, you babbled and babbled and babbling on and on and on with no interruption. Yet you're telling the host that he's not letting you talk? Again, the logic of a male feminist is indeed something to behold. Let's continue.
Does 1 + 1 equal 2?
No, one and one come together, they merge. That's one, right? Think about it, right?
God dang.
When
So,
one and
Chad
one come together,
proves
they
my
merge,
point.
right?
Then don't know
Right.
what 1 + 1 equals.
merge, right?
He said that 1 and 1 merges.
Put together, they merge. One, right?
Oh, God.
If your foundations are off, then you could just assume that the rest of how...
Damn, don't even know first grade math. How sad and pathetic.
you view life and the life you actually believe is probably off balance as well.
With a woman, don't I go into that woman? Don't me and that woman go into each other? Now we won. I got I am one. At the end of the day, what you mean?
You gotta watch on your left hand. You gotta watch on your left hand. If you put another watch on your left hand, will you have 1 watches or 2 watch?
They're on the same hand. It's just one watch that they put together. If you leave, they merge together.
Oh my God. I do agree with the vast majority. Our school system is indeed failing. Let's continue.
You see what I'm talking about? You want me to have two?
Put the watch on a different hand. Would you have two watches on you?
Now, if you take a man wig off, then would you have be bald headed? But we all got questions that they ask.
And once again, his emotions are talking. And notice how he can't answer the question. Instead, he deflects back on him, back on the host, claiming that he's wearing a man weave. This right here lets you know that he can't answer the question. And moreover, his emotions are in complete control. But let's continue.
Shit. I mean, what you
See, instead of answering the question logically, he's now resorted to attacking him. And this is, I mean, it was entertainment from the beginning, but now he's attacking the way the man looks like.
I don't know, bro. Is we on this build? Are we on this build or what? What we gonna do, bro?
This is what we're gonna do, because I'm actually curious. Because the last people I had on here, I had 4 other people that had your same points of view, right? And now let's change up the dialogue a little bit, because I'm curious.
4 other people.
Knowing, I believe that you let me know if you don't believe that 1 + 1 = 2, but let me know if this makes sense to you, and see if we can come to agreement on something. That's what I want to get here. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Influence creates thinking. Thinking creates behavior. Would you say that that's true?
Makes sense.
Okay, cool. I want to know this because I spoke with, you're the 5th person I had on the podcast now that believe that the black woman is God, right? So since we
fifth person
know that, and you just confirmed that influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior. You have this, your mind frame of how you think. I want to know what influenced you to think this way.
It's knowing versus belief. Everybody believes in God. I know God. You see what I'm saying? Knowing is being able to have logic, evidence, and reason. You know it, just like your past experiences. I know my...
What's up with the tangibles?
Yeah.
What's up with the tangibles? Give us some concrete evidence, like my mother taught me and not my father. Maybe he wasn't in this man's life.
Mother. So
As I said, there's a pretty good chance he's a product of a single mom.
Before I learned how to talk, before I learned how to walk, before I had taught about my ABCs, before I was taught about anything, my mother was there. Somebody had to teach me, influence me, get me to think about a God that they wanted me to think about. But prior to that, my mother was my creator. So when you look at it, my mother was a black woman, and all black women are the manifestation of Mother Nature. I don't give a fuck about a book in which you read.
Okay, now we on to our next reach. Black women are the extension of Mother Nature. Oh, so what this male feminist is trying to say is black women controls nature? They controls the land, the sea, the fish, the animals, all this other shit. Make the retarded fuck ass logic make sense? Let's continue.
Read, bro. Go to nature and look at it. That is the supreme map of things. Everything in nature is telling you.
Clarence, I seen that you.
You don't have to stop me, bro. You don't have to stop me.
No, someone came in the chat. Clarence, I see you come down here, give it 2 seconds. I'll add you in after I have this discussion with him.
I get 30 seconds to speak. Like every single time.
It's a podcast.
Dude, he's shouting out a supporter who just donated to him. Why is you emotional over him shouting out his supporters? It's his podcast, not yours. Let's continue.
And I had someone trying to join the live stream.
You're intimidated, bro.
No, I had someone trying to join the live stream.
You don't want to know. You do this for content.
Intimidated?
At the end of the year, you're intimidated. It's got to be.
Come on.
So guys, everything you're seeing right here makes sense. Everything you're seeing. And I want to be clear about this. I don't care what space someone may claim to be in. It is not masculine for you to allow your emotions to take over your reason, which is exactly what's happening here.
And Jesus said, ain't lying about that, fellas. What's the one thing we always hear? Lead by strategy, not by emotion. Lead by strategy, not by emotion. Because if you're not careful, you may end up making a permanent decision based off temporary feelings. And this is all we seeing from this this black woman God worshiping male feminist here. But let's continue.
This could be for anything. This could be just you messing up your job and your money because you got too emotional at work. This could be like this dude in this conversation who's obviously doesn't understand that he's coming across emotional and he's justifying it, of course, or if he doesn't, I'm sure he will.
Which is typical male feminist behavior. And yes, I should know. We got some retarded fuck-ass male feminist MGTOW haters that, one, think they right, two, believe that their threats is supposed to mean anything, and three, they can't take it when you prove them wrong, so they whine, cry, bitch, and moan about it in their feelings and emotions, thinking that that's going to change anything, believing that their feelings will trump facts, but in reality, they look like complete and utter idiots. This is why for some, they had a big following. Now it's just four people. Now it's just four to a few people who can't think for themselves. But let's continue.
And whoever's more emotional in any circumstance, whether it's business, whether you're in a fight, the more emotional person is the more illogical person. So the way this is playing out, based on how he views life, makes a whole lot of sense when you see how he's handling this conversation. Let's keep listening.
I can sit there and listen to you, and you can't listen to me.
I mean, listen,
you
bro.
told us about a pregnant male
Dude, hey, male femitard, do you need a reminder that he let you talk for 5 straight minutes? So don't sit here and try to bullshit your way into being a goddamn victim. Let's continue.
rat.
And
You
Timmy,
told us
bro,
in science.
I do
what about
debates
a
with
pregnant
men
male
in
rat?
person. You could come here in person. No one's intimidated, bro. No one
You gotta be.
no
It's
one
gotta
feels
be
like that.
something. Then
You can
why
have this
won't you let me
discussion in
speak
person.
the whole
The same way I'm
podcast?
conveying myself with you over here, it'll be
The
in
whole
person.
podcast,
Actually, it'll be more intense.
Oh boy, here we go.
We said that influence creates thinking, thinking creates behavior. You think that the black woman is God. I want to know what influenced you.
Simple question.
Okay? Explain, elaborate. What did you find that made you really think
Break
that
it
the
down.
black woman is God?
Break it
My
down.
mother was in my face the whole time. She was in my face the whole time. And I didn't realize that was God. So they told me that my mother, everything was outside of me. They told me that everything else was my mother. Everything else is God but your mother. And then you look at why they oppress every woman in religion. Christianity, their God says it's okay to rape a woman, defile a woman. Islam, they say it's okay to...
Now hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. We are not going to let your blasphemy slide here. Please, get your Bible and point out where the Bible says it's okay for men to rape women. Or where in the Bible does it says it's okay for men to defile women. Because I can't speak for all, but I can speak for myself. I read the Bible front and back. And I'm a bit lost on the part where the Bible says that. So please, clue me in here. Where in the Bible does it say that it's okay for a man to grape a woman and defile a woman? Or I'm going to look at your retarded fuck ass as full of shit, you dumb male feminist. But let's continue.
Woman, Allah is literally a lot. So they literally define everything in woman. It's all about women oppression, and for women not to realize.
This man just said Christianity says it's okay to grape women, which is absolutely not okay. What the hell?
That they are the true creators. That's why the patriarch took over. The patriarch literally took over the matriarch. The matriarch had always been in rulership. That's why they studied the goddess Hathor. They literally was with the queen of heaven in Jeremiah 44. They spoke about the goddess everywhere. Tupac was the first
I have another question for you
that was ever worshipped. See, like I said.
So, do they also worship Jezebel, the wicked spirit? Okay then.
In 30 seconds.
Oh no, you explained it. Now I have another question for you.
Bro, it's not your platform. And so just that alone, how he doesn't understand it.
Again, under normal situations, if anyone tries to take over someone else's platform, the host will get them the boot just to show them who actually runs the platform. Again, get the podcast host a medal of honor for putting up with that. Let's continue.
It's not his platform, and you can't talk over the host, and the host can kick you off. You can just hope that they allow you to talk. He could just bring you on and get rid of you within seconds. Complaining that you're not letting me talk. It's just...
I'm saying I wasn't done. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Let me know how long I'll get. I mean, you just stop me. You're going to keep doing this, so go ahead.
And on top of that, this retarded fuck-ass male feminist had the nerve to put knowledge in his username, but yet he's been speaking ignorance since the time this shit started. Man. Reach for the stars, they say. Let's continue.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's you
okay.
explained all the way down to how it went.
Bro. Go ahead, bro.
So, and also, I'll just give you the rules of the podcast. So get used to it. So guess what? This is called order, right? Men create order. This is my platform, so there's a hierarchy to things. It's my rules, so if I set the rules and you follow the rules, right? When you have your own podcast and you invite me on, you set the rules and I follow those rules. Life is in hierarchy. So I have a question for you. You just said that the matriarchy... I have a question for you. Listen, you just said that the
question for me.
You just said that the matriarchy...
Shut the fuck up and let him ask the question and answer it.
Was taken over by the patriarchy. How can if the matriarchy is natural, right? It's a natural way of life. It's nature, right? You said the father doesn't come from nature, but the woman does come from nature. If that's the case, if the woman was first, you say that the woman is first. My question is, if the woman came first and you think the black woman is God, why is it that she's always being taken over by a man? Wouldn't you think?
Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is.
You just said that the patriarchy always takes over the matriarchy.
I'll let you finish so I can speak. Go ahead.
That's my question. You just...
So basically, case in point, his God is a weak-ass God if his God can be easily taken over by the patriarchy. Textbook example. Let's continue.
You just said that the patriarchy always takes over the matriarchy. How can you say and even think logically that the woman came first if she's not strong enough to defend for herself? Answer it now.
I'll calm down a little bit.
Oh my fucking God. Deflector shear Spock activated.
Oh man.
Now, let me answer. In regards to the patriarchy taking over the matriarchy, it had nothing to do with strength. You have to understand that's brute strength. So what it was the son turned against his mother. The son literally turned against his mother. So instead of being the protector, the son became the predator. And then Christianity and all of these other religions were created to teach men that they were higher than women.
None of this shit is making sense. None of it. But let's continue hearing the bullshit that's flying out of his mouth.
How do you think the oppression started, woman? They needed religious context to literally turn your man.
So now he's calling him a woman.
Issue. You can look throughout all the religions.
Did you ever think that the man is stronger than a woman?
And again, male feminists think that they control other people's platforms. You telling the host to shut the fuck up. In case this retarded male feminist doesn't know, he is the guest. He is the guest. You don't control his platform. If you don't like what he has to say, then jump the fuck off. Why is you crying? Let's continue.
You just think that the man is just stronger than a woman and more superior than a...
Now it's cursing him out. Now you're seeing the full manifestation.
Hey, male feminists. The one that we see as the hoe is you. The one who's the hoe is you. You're the one in your feelings and emotions like a goddamn woman. Let's continue.
Of his emotions. And if he actually believes that being a woman is the highest level that a man can even get to, then he wouldn't have a problem with being emotional.
Did you ever think that?
Now he's cursing them out.
Hey, man, you welcome here. I have you on.
Smash the shit out you.
Listen, actually, here's what I'll do for you. Because I've been waiting for someone like you.
Yeah, I'm right here.
I'll send you.
You're yapping your gums too, buddy, online. Now, as I stated before, male feminists always trying to show off, acting like they hard and shit. But if you ever meet them in person, they end up getting shown off the gate. Let's continue.
I'm here. I'll send you out here, right? I'll pay for your ticket to come out here. I'll pay for your ticket to come out here, and we can do this debate live in person. And I guarantee you.
And I mean, shut up. You can hear the feelings and emotions out of this male feminist's mouth. Let's continue.
You won't have that energy in person. I guarantee you. And I had another man talk crazy just like you, but in person, he wasn't speaking that crazy. It was a entirely different story. It was a entirely different story.
Because fellas, the internet is the only place where these male feminists can jump on, act all hard and tough. But in reality, if you ever meet them out in person, if you ever meet these effeminate ass clowns out in person, their energy changes. Their energy changes. You see, it's easy to act all hard and tough on the internet. But out in the real world, they straight up hoes. How that commercial went? They bark like Rottweilers, but when it's showtime, they whimper like little chihuahuas. Let's continue.
Man, everybody in the room see you alone, bro.
Now you're making ad hominems. No one made ad hominems about looking like a fake crank over here, man. This nigga looking sweet as cheese. How you over here trying to act hard when you get your eyebrows done every day? This nigga looking sweet as pie with that little chain on. Squinching his eyes. What's in your eye? Why you keep squinching your eyes like that? Trying to have the light skin look. Yeah. Come on, bro. Calm down with all that. Let's have a regular discussion. You making that hominem a text.
I saw it coming. I mean, it was obviously headed towards him losing his
Who didn't?
shit and cursing a dude out. I've never seen the point, man. When I see people online threatening other people, and you're behind a screen, you're behind a computer. What's the real threat in that? What's the
Exactly. But these would be the same retarded fuck-ass male feminists who claims MGTOWs are so violent, but these beta male, simp-ass male feminists, they're just as violent as us more than us MGTOWs. And they wonder why. And I hate to see this guy go to the wrong person and something happens to him over his God. And as Uncle JD constantly stated, how many of these beta male, simp-ass male feminists are pushing up daisies over their God that completely forsake them? This is mind-blowing. Well, let's continue.
What's the purpose in that? No, really, what's the purpose? There's no reason any man should be threatening somebody over a screen, cursing them out, trying to intimidate them in front of some cameras, because we know this is the internet and people.
And again, they claim MGTOWs are violent.
Make threats all the time on social media and comment sections. If you're a content creator, you know that for sure, but never in person. In the comment section all the time for sure. I think it speaks more to the character of the person when you're quick to just get online and start threatening other people.
Jeff?
Right?
I ain't make none on you. You made them first. We can either finish this debate.
White boy, bro.
This guy's white boy. Just because you can't articulate yourself. Just because you
Why? Because he ain't acting like a ghetto ass ninja like you. And this is the reason why black folks will never come together, and the divide with black folks will steady grow. But that's a video for another time. Y'all, they bring it on themselves, then get mad about it afterwards. It's like telling someone to go F themselves, but when that same person turns around and say F them too, oh, they ready to fight. But let's continue.
I look like
just because you can't articulate yourself doesn't mean that I'm a white boy. That don't mean that. Chat is clowning you right now. But anyways, bro, here's what I'm saying, man. Everything that you said is all false because the root of it, the cause of it is false. The man is superior than a woman. Why doesn't a matriarchy?
The matriarchy will always be in existence. It's just been hijacked by the patriarchy.
How can
still produce us?
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for this dude right there.
How
can just chill for a minute? Can you give me a little bit so I can talk to people to get them to understand what I'm
No. It ain't going like that. That isn't how this goes, bro. Because you're not.
And once again, he thinks he runs the podcast. And this is supposed to be the representation of male feminism at its best. But let's continue.
How does it go? Explain it, bro. I'm tired of your questions. Just let me speak.
Listen, man, if you're tired of the questions, then you can hop off the train. You're just speaking nonsense
you get
right
frustrated. Now. Like I said, you're intimidated. But you talk.
But you're the one complaining about, but it's the male feminist on the right here who's complaining about, oh, he's tired of all the questions. But he believes the host is intimidated by him. More like the male feminist is intimidated by the host. But let's continue.
but I'm over here.
Look like a broke Drake. Who intimidated?
I know, but you said that already. You said that already.
No one said broke. That was different.
Okay.
See, you can't listen. You don't have good active listening skills.
Shit, man.
You don't have good active listening skills. Low IQ.
You got a man way going.
Low
You got a
IQ,
man
man.
way going, and you talking about Drake, man.
This said
And that's what all male and this is what all male feminists is clearly a bunch of boys who wants to be and act like women so bad. It ain't that hard to tell, but I'm done listening to this clown. Let's skip ahead.
Oh no, I don't understand. Man, he's a anyway. You didn't want to do nothing anyway. You got your shit over here. You got your
you believe that 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 2.
You call it whatever. You ask
in case the male feminist is too fucking retarded, he's the one crying, bitching, and complaining on his live while believing that he runs the live, not the host. But he believes the host is the one who's mad, but he's the one bitching and complaining. Let's continue.
We can have this live stream in person.
Guys, this, and I can't listen to the rest of it because at this point, this is what happens.
Me neither, Jesus Ed, because this is just straight sad and pathetic, and I'm just being brutally honest. Let's continue.
Happens when, you see, women would turn a logical conversation into an emotional conversation. And that will become now the grading system for determining who won the conversation, right? Then comes the name calling, the insults, etc. And whoever insults the other one the most or makes the other person cry or feel the worst won the conversation. But now it's turned into something else, which of course is a result of the male feminists here not being able to bring logic to the conversation.
Exactly. And when they constantly lose the fight, they cry like women. Basically, these male feminists are nothing more than females trapped in a man's body. In a complete nutshell. Let's continue.
And I trust you in person, you wouldn't have this energy. I'll literally fly you out.
I will beat the fuck out of you. I will beat the shit out of you. But MGTOWs are violent, but yet you have a male feminist threatening a host. This is not a good look for the femitards. Let's continue.
I'll bring you out here, bro.
I'm not your little boy. I'm not your little boy. I'll bring you out here. You're talking.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Actually, you are a little boy. You're bitching like a little boy. Let's continue.
And what do you guys think? Let's check out something.